Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Well, what?
I think we're just.
I
started.
literally forgot how to do a podcast for a second there.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Dave, you need to imagine everyone in the audience knowing how you look naked. That's
Okay.
exactly, that's how I start every single podcast.
That's
it's a power thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are seeing me naked, and then they are slowly, they're thinking at first, wow, Robert's entire body under his clothing is blacked out from tattoos.
Right.
But then as they look closer, they're realizing that it's the name of every single person listening to our shows that's tattooed onto my body.
Mm-hmm.
And they find their own name and realize with horror that I know them, that I've seen them.
You're like a flesh memorial.
Mm-hmm.
Each letter of their name is actually, the ink is made up of tiny little drawings of their face.
Yeah.
That's right. As they peer deeper
Millions
and deeper.
and millions of portraits crisscrossing your body.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We're on an episode of
Solid
Hypecast!
Hypecast.
The show where we get hyped about stuff and things. I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I'm your other co-host, David Bell.
I'm Robert.
Robert!
Yeah, you are!
Yeah. Big question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know you get hyped about stuff and things here. Have you ever considered getting hyped about whatnot?
No.
Occasionally.
Really?
Occasionally.
Okay.
I draw the line there.
Wow. See, Dave, that's the difference between you and I. You know, one of us is an innovator.
I tend to I'll go into whatnot, but I brush up against and all that.
Okay.
Like, I think that's a bridge too far for me.
See, I'm also against all that, but I am supportive of a bag of chips.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can.
Few
that's fair.
situations when I'll kick a bag of chips out of bed.
Yeah, I'm still strictly stuff and things, but like, I don't, I have respect for these other whatnots and chips and stuff, but
in a lot of countries, people don't have choices like that. You know, here in America, you can choose. Are you a stuff man, a things man, a whatnot man?
Right.
You
That's
have
what
that
it's
freedom.
Yeah, that's what it's really about.
Dave, once you finally muster up the courage to be dazzled by life's buffet, you will realize that there's a lot more out there than stuff and things. But we're going to focus on the stuff and things today.
For today, yes.
For today.
For today.
For today.
Robert, thank you so much for being on here. How are you? How are things and stuff and whatnot?
Good. Glorious. Fine and dandy, not unlike sour candy.
Okay.
We are 2 years now into talking about doing a We Just Watched about my favorite movie, Prospect.
Yeah, we really need to do
One
that.
of these days, we'll get it.
What's funny is we've done other We Just Watched.
Right.
We have done
With
multiple
you.
other episodes.
Yeah.
When I saw Night Riders, like the next day, we had scheduled a recording. But that was an emergency.
Yeah, that's true. That was an emergency. That's that was a life alert bracelet going off. It's like, we gotta watch Night Riders.
Which was a sin against God that we had not.
I've fallen and I can't see Night Riders.
Robert, just starting out, do you have anything you want to tell the world? Any like plugs, any statements of any kind? Just
Epstein can't melt steel beams, you know? And that's it. That's my conspiracy mashup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's it?
That's
You good?
it? That's all you want to tell people about,
That's-
Robert?
All right.
That's the joke I had for today.
That's fair.
Gonna tell them about your show, or that's fine.
Yeah, I've got a podcast. It's called Behind the Bastards. I also have a little podcast network where there's great shows like Cool People Who Did Cool Stuff with Margaret Killjoy, which is less depressing. So yeah, check out that stuff if you'd
Cool.
like.
And you definitely
would
like. So check it out.
You would like.
Well, we got some trailers here. We got a bunch of shit, but we also got some producers that we have to thank. So let's get right into it. Big thank you to the lubed up ghost of Dave Thomas. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you to @Nerd Numbers.
Thank you.
Thank you to Zero Charisma.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Aaron Burser.
Thank you.
Thank you to AJ.
Thank you.
Thank you to Andrew Howe. Deck the halls with blood.
Thank you.
Thank you to Asking Seven.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Barry Two Math wants you all to go to the gym and drink water. Oh, it's Scott is life. Love y'all.
Pick it up.
Pick it up. Thank you to Bob Grenville.
Thank you. All right, let me take over. Thank you to Bootler Bootlerson.
Thank you.
Thank you to Brian or Tom Knows.
Thank you.
Thank you to Brockway Loves the Meat Millie.
Thank
you. Thank you to Chester's Private.
Thank you.
Thank you to Christopher Robert Sparks Esquire.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dan Hackroyd.
Thanks.
Thank you to Davey the Ghost of East Las Vegas Francis.
Thank you.
And thank you to David Knife Boot Henson.
Knife Boot.
Oh,
all right.
Man, knife in the boot into these trailers, Dave. Let's
yeah.
slice open these trailers like a knife boot through butter.
I am hyped about these trailers. We actually missed last week, and I hope I scooped up the stuff we missed. But this first trailer, I didn't know this was something that existed.
I've been waiting for this movie for a while, so I'm psyched that it's finally coming out.
This is the last voyage of the Demeter. This is fucking it's the vampire man.
It's Dracula.
It's Dracula. It's someone had the brilliant idea finally, and I wish I had thought about this myself before, to do a Dracula movie where Dracula is the alien from Aliens.
Yeah.
Or from Alien.
Right.
Like that's what this is. You've got like a ship, they're isolated, and instead of it being a fucking alien, there's a Dracula on board that they have to deal with. Incredible premise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the Dracula too. If you remember, the Demeter is the name of the ship that carries Dracula from England.
Yeah.
From Transylvania to England,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Right. There's if you've watched the Netflix Dracula, they have an episode about this as well.
They sure do.
This is from
the
director of Troll Hunter and The Autopsy of Jane Doe, two films I would argue are very good. And then also Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, a movie I didn't like as much, but still was very well made. So this is kind of exciting, like in terms of the people behind it, what it's about. I'm pretty hyped about this.
Yep, I am.
I think
fully
it's
into this.
It's gonna be good. It seems like from what we can tell in this, it looks like they're making smart decisions with it.
Yeah, I do.
So
like you said,
excited.
Robert, like it doesn't seem like he's just some like dude. He doesn't look like a fucking pickup artist or anything. He's like a Batman. He's a bat, but a man.
He's Nosferatu-y. I think they're definitely like leaning in a Nosferatu style direction, which is good. He doesn't look like Jared Leto, although Jared Leto often does look like a Nosferatu.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at the credits. The guy they have playing Dracula is that guy Javier Botet, who he played like Slender Man. He played like the really tall guy in The Conjuring. Like he's a full on creature dude. So they're going full creature with Dracula, which
that's awesome.
Tickles me to no end.
My fear was actually like that he'll become a dude during this, but from what you're saying, it sounds like he's just always a little booger, and I'm happy about that. This I don't know. This looks pretty rad. I like Dracula things that are also treating Dracula like, in fact, a monster, like a threat.
Yeah, because that would be a bummer to be stuck on a boat with Dracula.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
I wouldn't, like, of the things I could be stuck on a boat with, like, I don't know, a nice bottle of sangria is high up there, and Dracula pretty low.
Yeah,
yep, right down there with Jared Leto.
Yeah, yeah. Jared
Leto is below Dracula.
Dracula to Jared Leto. Let's be very clear.
I would actually find Dracula less pretentious.
Yeah.
Even with his cape and his little fucking medallion and his bleh.
Look, if I am taking care of like a group of people on a boat, I also feel safer for them if it's Dracula as opposed to Jared Leto.
Right.
Oh man. It didn't occur to me, but yeah, Dracula is probably pretentious as hell. Like, Jared
have you
Leto.
seen him? Yeah, look at him.
Yeah. Good God.
Shoe polish hair and the high collar.
Yeah. Ugh, he's exhausting. Dracula's got to be exhausting.
But if there were, if I was stuck on a if I was stuck on a ship with Jared Leto, Dracula, and I don't know, some teenage girls, I'd be like, no, you'd be safer with Dracula. Stay away from.
Yeah.
No.
Stay away from Jared
Get
Leto.
off of this boat. I'll hold him off.
Dracula.
Get onto that decrepit sailboat with the Goblin Man silhouetted in the background, dripping in blood. He'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Take them to the bus, Dracula.
All he wants is your blood. It's fine. Oh, fuck.
He'll just kill you. It's okay.
But yeah,
so this looks rad.
It looks rad. Yeah, it's got Liam Cunningham in it. That's Sir Davos from Game of Thrones.
Yep. Who I always enjoy seeing, and he was born to play like men in the age of sail on old tall ships.
Oh yeah,
like that is this guy's. He has resting tall ship things.
Right. Yes. He's really fallen nicely into a sea captain type casting.
That's a man who never has to Google which one's starboard and which one is port. And he never has at any point in his life. He was born knowing it.
Right.
It's encoded in his DNA. Like how some dogs just know how to herd a flock.
Oh yeah, he was born with that beard.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Cool. Well, should we move on to this is apparently a TV show.
It is. Yes, it's a Netflix show.
Yeah, which that fucks me right up. This is called FUBAR. Mm-hmm. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger in what is basically just. Does this not seem like a True Lies sequel?
I think and I remember writing about the press release for this when I first worked for when I still worked for Collider. When they first announced this, and I think I made the same connection in the article.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And even I'm looking at the cast. Tom Arnold is even in it.
Oh hell yeah!
Really?
Yeah, it feels like I'm ready for this to be a surprise sequel to True Lies. It's about a retired spy who has to do one last job to only find out that his daughter is also a spy, which is very fucking True Lies.
Right.
And not only that, but the spy agency just looks like the same agency. And the tone is like the same tone. They have the people in the van and they're like taking the piss out of them. Like, how is this not True Lies too?
Yeah, I'm wondering if we'll find out there was just some like weird, rights issue or some shit.
Right.
For whatever reason they couldn't make it happen. Because number one, I feel like this would do better if it was a sequel to True Lies because people remember that movie fondly.
Right.
And it does hold up reasonably well. But number two, like, this feels exactly like True Lies. Like there's nothing extra here. He even had a daughter in True Lies that he had to rescue.
Exactly.
And presumably her adventure sliding around the top of a Harrier jet would maybe instill in her an adrenaline junkie.
Right.
To become a spy. Yeah. I wonder if, because there is a True Lies TV show on TV right now currently.
No shit.
Like a TV adaptation of it. Yep. Like a network TV version of True Lies. So I wonder if maybe these went into production at the same time and the rights just went to the network show, which I don't know, but that seems weird because this one actually has Arnold and this is the Netflix show, but I don't know. Anyway, all of that is to say that this looks delightful to me because I love True Lies.
Exactly.
And this
great movie.
This seems great like it'll probably be fun. Yeah.
Right, it's off-brand True Lies. However, it has Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right, the off-brand one has Arnold. So
yeah, it's like making a movie about a killer robot, but you still get Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's just like, all right, I guess you're not going to call it Terminator, but that's what it is. So yeah,
he's such a fascinating man. Where he was governor of California.
He was
not a good governor of California.
Yeah.
He abused his power in a number of ways. He's a man that there's definitely a number of shady things he's done. Can't not like him.
Right.
Like it's not at all mysterious to me that he was the world's biggest star, because like knowing everything that I've ever learned about him, I see Arnold in anything, I'm like, that's a guy. I bet he's fun. I bet he's a good guy to hang out with. Look at him.
Right.
Look at Arnold.
It's weird. He's somehow earned like that LeVar Burton goodwill, where you're just like, we were all raised on him, and he's very positive online. You know, he doesn't get bogged down with like trolls or anything like that, so he just remains like a fairly positive guy. He's seems like he has a good relationship with the kid that he had with the woman he cheated on his wife with, who was his domestic help while he was governor. And I don't know, it's better than some politicians do, right? Better than not doing that, you know.
I guess we don't need to rehab Arnold.
We don't need to rehab. It's not about even rehabbing him. It's just it's almost impossible to not find the man charming, which is probably why he became the biggest star on Earth.
Yeah.
It's done very well for him for the past 50 years.
Oh yeah.
And you know, he's got that kind of thing that what's the real name? Rocky.
Sylvester Stallone.
Stallone has, where they just have, you know, even into their old age, that kind of density that, like, I could credibly see him beating the shit out of some 20-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's like an old slab of concrete.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like started watching Shrink or whatever it's called with Harrison Ford, who's also, you know, he's clearly in good shape, but like he doesn't look formidable in his old age, whereas Arnold still looks like a guy who would wrap you around like a fucking pretzel if you made him angry.
That said, if you haven't seen, I haven't seen in a while, so I don't actually remember if I liked the movie Maggie, which was Schwarzenegger. It was like a zombie movie, but there's very few zombies in it. It's the only time he's ever played like, because he's old in it, and it's the only time he's ever played like a dude who actually isn't like a badass. Like he's very human in that one, which I appreciated seeing him actually give that a shot. But it is still like you kind of watch it and you're like, come on, Arnold, just uppercut the zombie.
Yeah, what are you doing? Just ripping him in half. What's going on? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It feels less realistic.
Start dribbling that zombie's head like a basketball. What are we doing here?
It's interesting because I feel like, you know, in a lot of ways, The Rock would be kind of the most obvious guy to compare to like Arnold now. But I just don't feel like he has, I wonder, like, I don't feel, he doesn't have the same kind of like, I don't know, Arnoldness to him.
We've been doing a podcast on Arnold's movies, and the thing we've realized is that he was never, like, unlike The Rock and a lot of action people, his movies, like, he did, like, you know, Predator, True Lies later, but like Terminator, he does these movies that are actually kind of bigger than him, where The Running Man, like he does like Verhoeven films,
Twins, True Lies, these weird high concept movies,
right? Really high concept shit. So like that's kind of the weird thing we forget about him, is that like he was never just like a slab of meat. He was never just like a action guy. He always kind of did interesting ideas. And
even just the shift from like Terminator 1 to Terminator 2 is really interesting, because I think, you know, to like, you hear stuff people say, and I'm really not trying to shit on The Rock. He's a tremendously successful actor. He's been in a bunch of stuff where I enjoy him. But you think about like going from being this like nightmare killing engine bad guy to the movie where he becomes the good guy, and kind of, I'm thinking about, you know, the stuff people will say about The Rock, where like he doesn't like to be the bad guy in movies. And I could easily imagine someone with a career like Arnold going into that, and kind of the second movie not hitting as a result of that. And I guess there's a million different reasons why that shift, you know, from good guy to bad guy robot between those two movies worked so well. But it's interesting. He's got such a unique kind of story as an actor.
Oh yeah, he's more, I think he's more actor than ego is what it is. Like, I contend that The Rock's best film is Doom, and it's because he's the bad guy, because it was early in his career.
Well, you can't deny about Arnold, like, especially if you watch Hercules in New York, that is a man who put in some time to improve.
He got better.
He is not the same performer.
No, he is not. He took some
Anyway,
classes.
Oh man, I love that
being
movie.
Fascinated by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So yeah, that's FUBAR.
That's FUBAR.
This next trailer is for another series, American Born Chinese. This is it said the people behind Shang-Chi, but it's a bunch of people. I'm seeing Lucy Liu directed an episode. This is
What's Shang-Chi? I haven't seen that.
That was a Marvel film.
This movie is based on a novel, though. This isn't a Marvel movie, although you might be fooled into thinking that it was.
I know. It's got Ke Huy Quan and Michelle Yeoh, and they're blasting the trailer with them. I assume they're in only like one episode, but I mean maybe I'm wrong there. But obviously they're kind of they're popular right now, so I understand why they would do
Oscars.
that.
I have the feeling Michelle Yeoh's in it a lot, but we do only see Ke Huy Quan in one. It seems to be in one scene.
Yeah,
so
I think he's a teacher, and I think he's got. Yeah, I don't know, but
it's probably not in it as much as they're suggesting. Yeah.
This is for kids, and kind of what Tom, you alluded to. Like, I like original stories. I mean, this is based off a novel, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, that counts.
Yeah,
like, it hasn't been adapted as like a live or animated film or TV show thing before.
But it does feel like they're just doing a Marvel movie.
Well, here's like the trailer. It starts with this kid who's in I guess middle school, maybe high school. But
yeah, kind of a little bit of Percy Jackson-y vibes.
Right, and then he gets kind of saddled with this exchange student that they just hook him up with. Because like, well, he's Chinese and you're Chinese. He's like, well, yeah, but I'm American. Like, I don't really like. So it starts out like the trailer starts out seeming like it's going to be like this kind of odd couple thing where he has to, well, not odd couple, but it seems like it's going to be like
dynamic
this,
there.
like this compelling kind of coming of age drama about this kid who has to. He's like worried about being popular, and he's not going to be, he's like kind of saddled with this kid who doesn't speak the language and is weird to everybody else, and it's like, but then it seemed like I was engaged in that story, and then like halfway through the trailer, the exchange student reveals, actually, I'm not an exchange student at all. I'm not from this planet. And it becomes this like special boy world of mystery and turns into like a Harry Potter type deal. And like I immediately lost all interest as soon as it became like a superhero movie. I was like, I wanted the other movie that this is about to be, or the other show rather.
Here's the possible promise is I want this to be Harry Potter, but it's the adventures of Ron Weasley, meaning that like he's the main character isn't the special boy. They could because like you said, this other kid comes in and he's like the special boy.
Yeah.
And that would be cool, but I don't think that's what this is. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't made for me and I'm not interested in it, but it is. Yeah. This is like one of two, maybe three things on the dock that are like Disney shows or movies based around something that is an original property, which I do think, I don't know if maybe this is because they're pivoting, but I found that kind of hopeful. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to note this has the entire family from Everything Everywhere all at once. They're all in it.
Wow.
Yeah, that does not surprise me. Like
every actor.
I knew a version of that was going to happen as soon as I saw how much people were flipping out for that movie.
Well, yeah, but what's weird is this couldn't have possibly. I guess this could have been made after Everything Everywhere all at once.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, that came out a while ago.
That's just amazing that they're gonna show up on set and just like, oh hey, it's you guys again.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing this for a while.
Yeah, we're gonna be in like weird mind bending, martial arts shows and movies.
I'm usually hesitant to say I wish Hollywood 30 years ago had been more like Hollywood today or 40 years ago. But it would have been nice if we'd gotten one or two like buddy cop movies with Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill,
Sure.
Or a romantic comedy with Princess Leia and let's say her brother.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not give one for the fans, the weirdo fans?
Chewbacca.
Yeah, fuck it.
Chewbacca. Sure, yeah, Chewbacca. We could have like a.
He's your brother.
I don't know. I'm thinking like gay romance movie set in the British Navy in the late 1700s, starring Chewbacca and Harrison Ford. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So when you're saying, I'm just trying to make sure I understand the jump that you made. When you're saying that you like, I wish Hollywood was 40 years ago was like Hollywood today, in that like the double dipping of actors.
Together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
and also, I think Harrison Ford could have done like a good like British naval officer, secretly hiding a romance with a midshipman.
Suddenly
I think he could have made it happen.
I will.
So wait, with Chewbacca, right?
Well, hold on.
Peter Mayhew,
hold on.
I also wanted to see more of. Yeah,
I am now suddenly possessed with a relentless need to hear Harrison Ford do a British accent.
Yes. Oh my God, because he would.
Of what I want here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's really what I'm asking
secret
for.
relationship. I still want it to be Chewbacca, and they call it Chewie on the inside.
Oh hell yes! Yeah. Oh, see, perfect.
That's a movie.
The truth about Chewbaccas and dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
George Lucas, you're listening. You make it happen.
You could do this.
You can do this. There's still time. You can de-age him, like in the new Indiana Jones.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
American-born Chinese. I firmly am on the side of I know this isn't for me, so I'm like I don't know. I hope it's fun. I hope people like it because I like everybody in it.
Yeah.
And like it's also more towards martial arts. Like there's still that superhero aspect, but it seems like there's actually like some martial arts in the trailer, so it's not like pew pew pew. Like
no,
it's actually
it's more it's more like, but it is very Harry Potter. But it's like that's people seem to like the book. I think I'm just kind of down on the trailer because the movie that it was sort of, or the story that was sort of promising in the first half, I was like way more interested in.
Right? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I hope the kids have a good time with their new movie.
Yeah.
With the karate magic
next one.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
This is another like Disney adventure movie. This is called Crater. It's Goonies on the Moon, which I'm calling Moonies. No one's taken the term Moonies, right? That's not a thing.
No, that's not. Nope.
All right, so we got that. This looks fun.
I'm like actually really into this. Like if this, like this is giving me like not just Goonies, but like flashbacks to that movie Space Camp.
Didn't see that.
Oh, it has River Phoenix, and I think there's some other son of a bitch in that, like a Jerry O'Connell or like a Will Wheaton or something. But I might be just conflating it with Stand By Me. But anyway, it's another Goonies type movie. But yeah, this is just about adventure kids in the near future living on a colony on the moon, and they're going on an adventure out to investigate a crater that's outside of their biodome where they all live.
Yeah. It seems fun for like it's a kids movie. It's PG. It's not going to be for adults, but I like the idea. There's like one. They're all born on the moon except for one of them. Like that's a cool idea.
See, I would love if this became a backdoor gritty reboot of Biodome with Pauly Shore.
Sure.
Or at least if we got that as some other movie. I'm imagining like we fade in to somewhere in rural Montana. Pauly Shore is like fly fishing.
Right.
A helicopter touches down, and a man in a military uniform gets out, and Mr. I forget what his character's name was in that movie. There's trouble in another bubble.
Ooh.
And then, Sting comes in. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, at least have him in as the villain.
Yeah. Maybe he's causing the trouble in the bubble because he was never able to get over the trauma of. I want to say Pierce Brosnan was the bad guy in that movie.
William Atherton.
God, he could. Okay.
William Atherton. Okay. Yeah.
Could have been either.
Honestly,
been either. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Total crapshoot.
No, why would you have? Why would you ever rewatch Biodome with Pauly Shore?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like standard adventure kid stuff. Good. Like there's.
It has kind of a. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just there's some light peril, like Star Trek peril, and it's all the kids are like bonding and growing and learning shit that you do in a coming of age story. This looks great.
It's got me a little bit of Spielberg kind of vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that's the thing is I know this isn't for me, but this is like I want to watch this, and rarely does that happen with kids movies where I'm like, ooh, what's in the crater? What's going to happen? Are they going to,
It like reminds me, just judging from the trailer, again, obviously we haven't seen the Is this a show? This is a movie. We haven't seen the
This
movie
is a
yet.
movie, which makes it a lot more tolerable
Yeah.
for me to see as well.
Yes.
But like
Yes.
like a movie like Holes. Have you guys seen Holes?
Yeah.
That's a great.
Oh my God! Yes,
That's a great
Yeah,
movie.
That book was a massive part of my childhood, and I was kind of shocked at how good I felt about the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's like a movie like that comes along. You're like, oh shit, yeah, this is.
God, when you frame it like that, any one of these kids could become Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, well, don't put that on.
Well,
them.
I don't want to.
The girl that's from Earth is I don't remember the actress's name, but she's the girl from the new Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
And she's kind of like taken off. So, I mean,
So
hopefully
she'll be the
she
Shia
doesn't go
LaBeouf.
in a Shia LaBeouf direction. But
Right.
yeah. Oh boy.
But yeah, this looks exciting. People check it out. If you have kids, make them watch it, even if they protest.
Yeah, force them. You know,
Yeah.
They're smaller than you, so you have the upper body strength.
Exactly.
like when our
Yeah.
parents forced us to watch the Apple Dumpling Gang with them.
That's
Sit
right.
down, we're watching Pete's Dragon.
Mhm.
Speaking of things for kids, Sanctuary is this next one. This could be for kids. I believe I'm almost certain this is going to take place in a single room.
Oh yeah.
Or because it seems to be about a dominatrix and her client who is basically saying like, I can't see you anymore. I'm going to become a powerful CEO. And then it seems like the entire movie is her like threatening to blackmail him, but it's also like part of the kink. Like it's clear that there's like, he's liking it. And like, it's again, it feels like it's them, just two actors in one room, just from this trailer.
Yeah. There's some weird line where she's like, "I taught you everything you know," and I don't know. The vibes of this movie made me feel like uncomfortable, not in like a I don't know. I have no problems with like kink. I'm well aware of all of this stuff. I'm not like
Right.
uncomfortable with it.
Got some
But, like,
babe in the woods.
The vibes of the movie itself are like uncomfortable, and I'm simply not about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like for one thing, one of like the comments on, and maybe this is a bad trailer, because like one of the review clips that they're kind of like running across the screen is like,
the pull quotes.
A dark romantic comedy, and I was like, man, I'm not seeing any comedy beats in this
Yeah,
fucking trailer.
I saw that too.
I'm not feeling the yucks right about now.
So I know what you're saying. I will. Here's what the internet says. This is getting very good reviews. So that's interesting. It's at a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes with 24 reviews. So I'm curious enough about that because you're like, trailers can be misleading for sure. Yeah. Same with pull quotes. I'm guessing this is more dark than comedy, but it's hard to tell. It was filmed very quickly. It looks like it was filmed in 2 weeks.
It doesn't seem like this would be a super demanding shoot in terms of time.
No, it's giving me like sleuth hard candy vibes.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for Who Was Afraid of Virginia Woolf shit. I'm a sucker for this can be a play, I'm
a sucker for like two-handers like this.
Yeah, so where it's the idea of like we're gonna make this really compelling story that doesn't go anywhere and that involves just two people. I'm willing to give this a shot. But yeah, I get the vibes you're talking about, Robert. The people behind it haven't done much. That's all.
Yeah, I will not be seeing it. I have no particular plans to watch this, but I hope people who want a dominatrix, either romantic comedy or horror, really unclear from this trailer, get what they want.
Yeah, it's like a reverse 50 Shades of Grey a little bit, where like he's the rich guy but she's the dominatrix, and if it's anything like those movies, like I can see movies like this just not understanding this world, and that would be tough. But if it is written by someone who understands the world, maybe that'll work better. I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm open. Like I think there's a chance that like it turns out this is a great movie that I will like. There's one of two things that's happening here. Either this is an accurate trailer for a movie that is not made for me, or this is an awesome movie that I will love and a dog shit trailer.
Right.
I have no way of knowing which of those is the case.
Yeah, there is no way of knowing. You're gonna have to make someone else watch it and tell you.
Yeah.
Just go to the theater and face the other way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's happening now?
I'm just gonna walk to a theater when a show's letting out and try to see who looks like they're into the weirdest sex.
Just
like, hey, you look like you're into. You look like you have a fucking St. Andrew's cross in your backyard. Can we talk about that movie you just watched?
Who's making the weirdest face coming out of that theater?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, I don't know, weird sex. This next trailer is for True Detective Night Country.
I don't know where you got
We got Jodie Foster.
Yes, this
which
is the one I am
of course,
psyched about.
A good addition.
So
me too.
True Detective
It's funny
season 1. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
No, I didn't mean to be rude.
No, say your piece.
Go ahead.
Continue. Well, yeah. So True Detective season 1, I feel like I think about almost every day at some point. I fucking love that. It was like this perfect mix of, I like detective stories. I'm a huge Lovecraft, nerd.
For sure.
I like occult stuff, but I think it's usually like done wrong. And that was, it's just everything about it is perfect. It's such a good season of TV.
Oh yeah. I don't think you're alone in that. I think
no. It's hugely popular. Yeah.
I gotta say, I like every single season. Obviously the first one is my favorite, but
yeah.
I've enjoyed every single season.
Yep, 3's still pretty good. I rewatched 2 actually a couple of months ago, and it wasn't. I wasn't as disappointed with it because I knew what to expect this time around. It's still nowhere near as good as the other 2 seasons, and season 1 is still far away the best. But
I thought 3 was solid. 2, I've never been able to make it more than like 10 minutes into season.
It's if you go into it knowing that it's not going to be a cult spooky bayou mystery, it's going to be Chinatown, then you'll probably enjoy it better.
Well, here's the thing: is it's funny is because this season that they're showing Night Country, I couldn't help but to notice like, oh, okay, so partners who hate each other. Oh yeah,
Partners
who wouldn't
who
have
hate
seen
each
that
other.
with a True Detective? But the funny thing is they'll do the same thing often, and I won't care. I'll be like, fuck it, give it to me. I love it. But they do have to switch it up a little bit, right?
Here's my hottest take. I'm beyond stoked for this season. I don't know if you guys know, it's not the same Nick Lots of Pizzas. Nick
Really?
Pizzolato. He is no longer involved in the show. So this was the writing and direction of this season was handled by somebody else, I believe. It's somebody cool. Hold on, I got to look it up.
All right, because that's makes me nervous.
Yeah, that is weird because they're clearly deliberately signaling back to the first season in this more than they have done on any on the other 2.
Right.
Like there's because you can see there's the spiral kind of symbol that was one of the cult symbols in the first season.
Yeah.
That they very prominently display during this. This is clearly a creepier mystery. It's meant to be, which it's interesting that they're shit canning the showrunner who started it all and then kind of doing a season that's deliberately aping what was about season 1, which it does make me worry somewhat, although Jodie Foster has pretty good history picking scripts.
For sure. And they love the stunt casting, it makes sense that she'd be in it.
Right.
It also takes place it also takes place in Alaska, and in Alaska basically everybody is Matthew McConaughey's character there. Yeah. So it's just going to be all these people just being weirdos.
The writer and showrunner is Issa Lopez. Tigers Are Not Afraid.
Okay, well, Robert, have you seen Tigers Are Not Afraid?
I have never heard of that.
Ooh,
okay,
you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
This might not be the same as the other seasons, but it will also be good. It will be also a good thing.
Anyway, so that was all preamble saying how stoked I am for this season. My hottest take is this trailer didn't do anything for me.
No, this is not a good trailer.
It literally has a beat, like Dave pointed out, they've got the 2 partners that hate each other. It literally has a beat where it's the 2 detectives looking at each other. It's like, well, I don't like you. Well, I don't like you either. Well, we got to work together, then we're done. Okay. And then it's just all right.
Yeah. The trailer is like a parody for True Detective.
It really kind of feels like a parody of True Detective in some spots, but I'm still
Issa
beyond
Lopez.
stoked. Yeah.
I'm extremely excited for this show for reasons that have nothing to do with the trailer.
Yeah, you should watch Tigers Are Not Afraid. It's about I forget what country it is. It's kids who are like basically like dealing with in an area that's just like torn apart by violence because of drug cartels, and it's like a little horror and it's like a little Pan's Labyrinthy. But it's very good.
Mexico.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's very good, and it's pretty like dark but good.
No, I really think that you would dig that movie, Robert. For
yeah,
sure.
the fact that they got her to do True Detective, it's like, oh, that's so fitting.
Yeah,
it's a very good fit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will be watching this as soon as it happens.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no release date yet. It just says coming 2023. So it's like shit.
We are. By the way, we are. This is going to be such a good year for TV. We get the next season of Severance. We get the next season of Foundation. We get True Detective season 4. We get. We're already getting. The Ted Lasso thing.
Allegedly more
got
Futurama.
The Last of Us. Yeah, more
allegedly
Futurama.
more Futurama. We got The Last of Us. Like, God damn. It is
our cup runneth over.
Yeah, I try to say this most episodes. Sometimes we have bad trailer weeks. I maintain that it's a good time for movies and TV.
It really is.
In the last, I've caught up on, particularly in the last couple of weeks, I watched Station 11, which I just told you guys about.
Yeah.
An incredible season of TV. I think Severance might be the best crafted season of television I've ever watched. And The Foundation is just like blew me away as like a piece of science fiction that I did not suspect would ever get made into anything.
Yeah, I should check that out.
Like so much awesome weird shit is dropping on TV.
Oh yeah.
It's rad. It's rad as hell, y'all.
Yeah, and it feels like despite like Warner Brothers fighting quality and like the blockbusters, like corporate entertainment is a real bummer, but I'm sure it's always kind of been
right.
But like there's just some great shit coming out of all it.
Yeah, it's one of the interesting like little side stories in entertainment over the last few years is like you have a couple of these guys, Ben Stiller and Seth MacFarlane are the two examples that come to mind right now, who are like weird mainstream comedy guys from the aughts with huge names who have used their clout to make very surprising shows.
Right.
The Orville and Severance being like, well, I wouldn't have called, like if you'd gone back to like the Zoolander days and said in 20 years, Ben Stiller will produce and direct a show about alienation under capitalism that makes your skin crawl for 10 straight hours and you can't look away, I would have been like, what?
Right,
the Zoolander guy?
It's a new world.
Yeah. But
the star of Envy?
Yeah. Same with like Seth Rogen. Did you think he was going to cuck Spielberg's dad at some point? But he did.
Wait, what? Huh?
The Fablemans.
The Fablemans.
Yeah. It's just the fact that Seth Rogen's in a Spielberg movie. But I don't know. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's an interesting time for TV.
Yeah. Well, okay, where are we at? Oh, fuck. Speaking of just good things and love, and just greatness, The Equalizer 3. This snuck up on me, much like Denzel Washington in a Home Depot.
Yeah. With a claw hammer clenched in his fist.
Claw hammer he is going to put back on the rack after murdering several men.
He rinses it off and puts it back
he
on.
Cleans it off and sticks it back on.
I completely forgot.
He's not a shoplifter, Tom.
No, he's a good man. He just murders.
Yep.
I completely forgot that he's addicted to murder until I watched this trailer where I was like, I thought it was going to be like Trouble Finds Him, and it was like, oh right,
no, he goes
just
looking
sees
for
bad guys. Yeah.
From what I can get in this trailer, it seems like it was probably the mob killing another mob guy, and everyone else in town being like, just let it, it happens sometimes. Just like chill out, man, and him being like, no, I'm gonna kill 61 people in the next 9 hours.
What I really want for Equalizer 4, I want it to be Mouse Hunt. So he just moves into a new house, and there's just like a mouse that's bugging him. And like the exact same format, but Mouse Hunt. Denzel Mouse Hunt.
With the tone of The Equalizer.
Exactly. Where he's doing the watch thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean,
And
this is...
that's the scene at the end of the film, like the mouse is holding a gun to Dakota Fanning's head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm into this. I mean,
I feel like, yeah, people will get, if you're fans of the Equalizer series, it looks like you're going to get,
right.
that.
Even more
Right.
equalized.
Mhm.
It's tough because this came out around, the first one came out around John Wick, and obviously John
different
Wick
world.
got like a, it was a different world.
Yeah.
John Wick got so much more publicity, but I really like the Equalizer, and I really like Denzel, and so it's just, how can you say no to Denzel murdering
No,
people?
I have enjoyed
No.
both Equalizers. I like Antoine Fuqua as an action director.
Yeah.
I'm into this. Yeah, I'll watch a third Equalizer. I'll watch fucking 3 more of these. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the first one. I haven't seen the second, but I will happily watch either the second
there's
one
some,
or this one
there,
next time I'm on a plane.
There's some
that one's on.
there's some top shelf garage violence in the Equalizer too. Like
Yeah.
he exclusively kills people with things you can find in a tool shed.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the middle-aged dad fantasy part of the Equalizer.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Because like the John Wick movies are like clearly geared towards like dudes who have strong opinions on MMA, right? And like fucking like a younger set, whereas fucking the Equalizer is like men with extensive tool collections.
Men
that's
with more than one
Yeah.
book that was published by the History Channel.
yeah. Who dream of murdering 30 or 40 mafia dons and then finally being accepted by Italian culture.
Right. It's exciting. Did we see the first one in 4D?
We did, with the seats that beat us up.
Yeah.
Oh God, that like spritzed us in the face
Yeah!
and shit.
Right.
It's so funny. I also find, because he's in like, we haven't talked about this, I guess, but in the trailer, he's clearly like moved to Italy and made a life for himself in some tiny village, and then the mob comes and that's what's gonna justify him murdering people. I love that like this and Batman have apparently like established the trend that if you are a vigilante who murders a shitload of people, your dream is retiring in a small Italian town.
Yes.
And adopting a single mom.
Yeah.
Like they all
Yeah.
do it. They all move to a small town and see a single mom that needs some help.
That's all Bruce Wayne has been doing in his retirement, is like adopting single moms and drinking Chianti.
And recruiting their kids into his child army.
Yeah. Can't help himself.
How could you
I
not?
got a little pair of Peter Pan shoes that looks like your kid's size. I'm gonna come.
He just keeps robbing.
Yeah, he can't stop.
What it is.
Just
Eventually,
starts
like
killing parents.
his girlfriend gets so concerned with him, she like tracks down Alfred. She's like, "You need to come here and intervene. He's got like 9 Robins right now. I don't know what to do."
Oh, that's.
So many.
I want that
goddamn
movie.
Robins. Yeah.
Well, okay. We got a couple more trailers here. I am so conflicted about this next one. Insidious: The Red Door. Now, I don't know when the last Insidious I saw was.
There's 4 or 5, right? There's Insidious 1 and 2. There's The Lost Key.
The Lost Key, right. I think I might have seen that one and it just washed over me. This one is directed by Patrick Wilson, who I have gone on the record saying I will die for. That's my first conflict. It's written by, what's his name? Lee Winnell, who did The Invisible Man and Upgrade. But it's co-written between him and the guy who wrote Halloween Kills and the new Firestarter. So I don't know what that means.
Man, Firestarter, like...
Firestarter was...
Like, I understand that some people enjoyed Halloween Kills, and I see why. But, like, Firestarter is indefensible. That movie was atrocious.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the writer's fault or not, honestly.
That's true.
So I don't want to put it on him.
That's true.
Yeah, so, like, that's not all... But this is all to say the trailer itself, and this could be the trailer's fault, but boy, I didn't find anything in here compelling. There was no scare that wasn't like seen a mile away.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like very basic horror.
Yeah, it's the 5th Insidious film.
Right.
I did kind of like when the kid who, by the way, it's the same kid from the first movie, but he's like grown up now, and like I screamed when I saw him.
Right. Well,
like,
yeah, and that kid, he was in fucking. He's a
Adventures.
little Yeah, he's in Avengers,
He's
right?
Avengers too, yeah.
And he's also in the Jurassic Worlds.
He is, yeah.
Or the first one. He disappears from that series.
He sure does. They didn't need him anymore. They swapped him out for a newer model.
Yeah.
There he's like drawn aggressively on the sketch pad with this black grease pencil, the picture of this door, and then all of a sudden this black arm appears across the sketch pad and grabs him. I thought that was okay, but like, yeah, the rest of it is just everything you've already seen in the Insidious movies, and it even starts playing that weird little old-timey jaunty tune that the demon from the first movie, which was funny in the first movie. Like, I thought the first movie was kind of scary, but that part of it specifically has always been funny to me, that the alien's down there listening to like
dumb music.
Like Saturday morning cartoon jingles from like the Eisenhower administration. Right. It's like, why are you into this?
Yeah, this trailer made me laugh. When he has the little Boogan outside where he's doing the weird flip card thing.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, that's not cheesy. And then it busts through the window. And that I found to be genuinely funny.
Yeah.
That it's like a fucking Stone Cold, like trying to get him.
It's like Lethal Weapon when they put the Christmas card for him in the tree and then they just drive the car through the
right.
front of the house.
Yeah, it was just like that's not scary. It's just attacking him. Like, are the ghosts that impatient at this point that they're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna beat this guy up?
Mm-hmm. Bad traffic and hell or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen any of the other movies. I'm gonna beg out on this one. I don't have really.
That's fair.
I have only seen the first two, so I understand 3 and 4. 3 and The Lost Key were prequels, but
yeah, Robert. I don't think you need, unless you're like a horror junkie that will like take anything. The first two are fine.
There's good moments in both. But it's all of it shares a lot of the same DNA as The Conjuring. So a lot of the kind of bad stuff about the Conjuring series is also in Insidious.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I don't know. I always get them like mixed up.
Yeah, because it's mostly the same people.
Yeah. All right. Should we get to our last one?
Yeah.
The Sympathizer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a book. This is about a book based on a book too. It seems like it's about a Vietnamese guy who comes over as a result of the war. It sounds like he's North Vietnamese, like a communist spy.
Mm-hmm.
But it also it's mix of like, I think it might be good. The book people say is good.
Right.
It's an interesting kind of premise. I'm not sure if my guess is that because one of the things during the trailer is they like flash from like as they're going through like. You know, that thing you get in some trailers where you'll get like the actor for like a second during a scene. It'll like give you the names of like who all the different people are that way. There's like 5 different times that you see. It goes through like, oh God, fucking Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Like 5 different times in either as different characters or in different costumes. It's a spy movie. So I think there's a pretty good chance it's just like him dressed up as different characters.
It's interesting. It has, I like that it has a little bit of, the trailer anyway, seems to have a little bit of a mix of like the tension from like Cold War era spy movies, like something like oh shit, what's the Frankenheimer one?
I don't know.
Manchurian Candidate.
Oh yeah,
but also like there's a bit of Soderbergh tone in this, where it kind of feels like a little Ocean's 11-y, a little like like it's kind of a little playful.
I did have a moment fantasizing when they were going over Downey Jr.'s different characters that like, what if this is like a mix between a Cold War spy thriller and Meet the Clumps?
And the Clumps, yeah.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, he's on IMDb. He's not credited as a specific character. And so that makes it even more confusing because everybody else has a character name on this. The thing that's, of course, doing it for me is the fact that Park Chan-wook is doing 3 episodes, directing 3 episodes. That is the director of Old Boy and The Handmaiden, and
I think he's a producer on this too.
Yeah, he did a series called The Little Drummer Girl that I feel like not enough people saw. It was very good. And he directed, I think, all those episodes. And that has, it has one of them Skarsgårds in it. Alexander Skarsgård. Fucking Black Widow, but Black Widow's sister.
Florence
I'm bad
Pugh.
with names right there. Florence Pugh, thank you. Like they star in that, and Michael Shannon is in that, and it's fucking Park Chan-wook. It was an AMC show. That was a blast. I don't know. Point being that like that alone gets me interested in this because I've never not liked something that Park Chan-wook was involved in some degree. So
Yeah.
On a slightly related note, I saw a shirtless picture of Stellan Skarsgård recently.
Ooh.
Surprisingly jacked.
yeah,
Wait, that's the old one, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly jacked.
Yeah, the man
Yeah.
the man was a snack.
Mhm.
Right.
No, still is.
Still
No,
is.
this is concur. He's standing next to like old Pierce Brosnan, and old Pierce Brosnan looks fine. He's a stately looking elder man, but like fucking Stellan is like surprisingly shredded.
Yeah, he would be. He's one of
Yeah.
those guys that
Like,
he's just
weird
like
yoked.
frightening. Yeah. He's got I don't know. Everything about him is designed to be unnerving. So why wouldn't he also be jacked under there?
He might honestly have the most fascinating career of any actor, right? If you just look at the entirety of his work,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like everything
He-
from like Good Will Hunting to Deep Blue Sea to
Right, how are you in
Nymphomaniac to
just
the
those
Marvel
two
Universe to
Yeah.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Like he's in fucking everything.
Yeah.
in my like, I mean, and you know, I'm hardly like an encyclopedic knowledge of film, but like in my opinion of it, he's kind of gone from like this guy I recognize as like a character actor. We go like, oh, okay, you know, that guy's in this movie. To like every time I see him going, oh shit, this is shit's about to get real. It's fucking Skarsgård up in this bitch.
We got a
We got
movie
Skarsgård
now.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a fucking film today.
Yeah. Well,
So yeah, that's the Sympathizer. It looks good.
that's the Sympathizer. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it
well,
looks good.
that's it for trailers. So let's thank some more producers, shall we?
Very well.
Yeah. We got more producers. Big thank you to Deborah is awesome. Barbara is great, and Cancer can go to hell.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dracula, the bus driving vampire.
Should we say the boat driving vampire?
Yeah. Thank you to Driftless wrote Mabel's name in the Witch's Book of Blood.
Thank you.
Thank you to E.T. the Extravagant Terresticle.
Thank you.
Thank you to Evil Ed 209.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Exploding Runes.
Thank you.
Thank you to Funky J. Mostly comes out at night. Mostly.
Thank you.
Thank you to Glitterous, CFO of Michael Shannon's Chocolate Factory.
Thank you.
Thank you to Heathcliff's Helping Handfuls. Thank
Thank you. All right, let me swoop in here. Ombre says, Mabel, step on me.
Thank you.
Thank you to ImpossibleWorlds.net, the new quarterly anthology featuring works from creators like Michael Swaim.
Thank you.
Thank you to James Cameron's Prolapse Locomotive.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to Chris Shanovich.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Look Mime on a podcast.
Yes.
Thank you to Mackenzie Fuck Shuffling with Willem Dafoe's confusingly large dick, Chill.
Thank you.
Thank you to Mercurial Oz.
Thank you.
Thank you to Mike the Lurker.
Thank you.
Thank you to musical guest Rob Ritchie.
Thank you.
Thank you to No One Can Hear You Scream and Space McNulty.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. All right. We got some news stories here. Starting with this Joe Russo interview where he said movies are 2 years away from being written by AI.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't want to talk about like how right he is because I just don't think he's right. I think this is a Quibi sitch. I think this is I don't know. I thought this was a good reminder of like there's a movie bubble because like
Yeah, because the Russos have made like what 6 movies. Like
Yeah.
it's they are the 2 luckiest filmmakers in history, I think, because they were just sort of handed the Avengers movies because they can direct them competently enough. You know, I'm not taking that away from them, but
no, they're not bad directors.
but they're not good directors. So it's like they keep.
I'll give them one movie that I found like they were the guys who did Mosul, I think.
They
was-
produced that, yeah.
Oh, they just produced it. Well, that makes sense because that's an excellent movie. But yeah, okay, never mind.
Or J.J. Abrams is another example of people who like they got in there really fast, and it feels like they never had that stage of filmmaking where they had to like work for it that much.
That's what I was building up to. Is so the Russos have been pretty much exclusively playing with like $200-300 million budgets since they started making movies.
Yes, and so like
That's all they've done.
yeah, I don't know. I just think this is a sign that someone's more detached than what they're saying is correct. You know, it's kind of reminds me of 3D. Like James Cameron is always the person who's like 3D is the future, and it's like, I don't know, James. I think maybe you're just a very rich guy who doesn't like you. Obviously, James Cameron can make a movie, obviously, but like, I don't know. Sometimes these predictions are like their world is just a little different than ours, where it's like, I don't know.
I have a slightly different take, which is that I don't think he's technically wrong. I actually doubt that we're more than like a year out from the first AI, generated like where it's at least written by AI or partly
I suspect
by AI.
It's already happened.
Yeah, I mean, but
it won't be
most
good.
a year out. Like, no, that's what I don't think it will be overall successful. I think you will probably have a bunch of people rush to have like integrate AI, and it will be done badly and generally be a massive failure. And, probably some companies will either fold or fire teams as a result of it.
I think it's going to provoke some lawsuits.
Right.
Yeah, it's possible it will provoke some lawsuits.
Some plagiarism
It's not gonna
lawsuits.
Work, I don't think.
Here's what he said, and I want to note that because you guys aren't wrong. Where if he had just said in a few years we're going to get an AI movie, it's like, he's probably right.
No,
But-
I've read. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, yeah. He said potentially what you could do with AI is obviously use it to engineer storytelling and change storytelling. So you have a constantly evolving story, either in a game or a movie or TV show. You could walk into your house and save the AI on your streaming platform. Hey, I want a movie starring my photoreal avatar and Marilyn Monroe's photoreal avatar. I want it to be a rom-com because I've had a rough day. And that's what he's predicting, and I'm just like, I don't.
That
I
kind
don't
of
see that happening.
That kind of sounds like you, Joe Russo, want a VR fuck helmet where you get to have sex with Marilyn Monroe.
And that's fine. That's all well and good, But
That sounds like you want a Demolition Man Time Cop fuck helmet that you can put on.
I don't doubt that there will be like AI apps that integrate with VR where you can put yourself in a porno. Or like
for sure.
a kind of cheesy action movie thing. But like, for example...
You can sort of already do that with
are,
deepfakes, but yeah.
Yeah, if you deepfakes or whatever. Like if you're, I don't know, let's say Raquel Welch. And someone says, hey, would you hand over your likeness so that weirdos can be in a romantic comedy with you? Probably, no for like a lot of actors and actresses.
Right.
I'm sure you'll get some people who will say yes, but I think most people would be like, no, I'm in this business to make movies, not to provide masturbation fodder for
not
weirdos.
to be a sex doll. Yeah,
it's missing. I think this is what it is. It's missing the human element. It's the same way where they're like, Google Glass or like VR is the future, and it's like people generally don't like shit on their face. People generally want to relax when they play video games. They don't want to walk around. Or in this case, I don't think most people want to see themselves in a movie where it's like, no, I'm here to escape the world.
I think there's a disconnect here because, like, is wish fulfillment a part of why we like? Of course, when you like watching, like, you watch Indiana Jones, and every man has at least a period in his life where he wishes he was Indiana Jones. But if you're like, if someone were to say, hey, you want to watch an Indiana Jones movie where you're Indiana Jones? I'd be like, no. Harrison Ford, I like a lot better than me.
Right, I don't want to watch Indiana Jones have an asthma attack and get fucking bulldozed by the boulder. Yeah,
like no, that's not at all thrilling to me.
No,
well, and
it's also. Oh, sorry, Tom.
Oh, you finish your thought. You were on a roll.
Well, it's like a big part of what I love about movies. I do sometimes I'll watch a movie or something on my own, but like one of the things that I like most in life is getting all of my friends together and sitting down and watching stuff. And I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, you want to come over and watch me fuck Jennifer Lawrence in a weird romantic comedy a robot wrote? Like, no one's gonna do that. That's an insane person thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the people that are real bullish on AI, although in fairness, from what I've read, this is just me personally, I haven't actually seen a lot of people that are that bullish on. Although the next topic we're going to get into, we're about to talk about the writer's strike, spoilers, which does concern AI a little bit.
Yeah.
But like the stuff that I've read from people who are really gung ho on AI, it seems like it's part of that same sort of really superficial consumption of culture that we're going through a lot on like social media and stuff, where it's like people never really don't critically think about things a lot. So it's I feel like this, like a viewpoint like this, like, oh, AI is the future, where you can just tell the computer to tell you a story. They don't understand what storytelling is. To them, movies are showing people brands and IPs they like and having them clap in response. Like, it's not about telling a story. It's about showcasing a product.
It's producer brain. It's
Joe Russo's talking about a product here. He's not talking about an actual story, because all AI written scripts is predictive text. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yes.
So it's not ever going to actually tell a story that's satisfying on a human level. Like you were saying, Dave, we need that human touch. So whereas I have no doubt that AI is going to disrupt a lot of industries. I don't think it'll stay. I agree with Robert. Like, it's the shortcomings of it are going to become apparent probably pretty quick, but I think it's going to come up soon and really disrupt and really fuck over a lot of people, because every studio and publishing company and anybody who has to pay writers is going to jump on this as a way to hack away at their bottom line even more.
Yeah.
To maximize
I am scared
profits.
though that it'll stick around for too long, because what
It
you're saying,
will.
That's the thing. People don't understand. They really don't it's the thing where it's the producer brain is like, you're told if you pitch a story, you want to say it's blank meets blank. It's this movie and this movie. Even if it isn't, you want to frame it that way, so their brains will go, oh, okay. And that's the thing. It's exactly what you're saying, Robert, where it's like, you tell an AI to tell an adventure story like this, it just pulls lines and images from other things. It's the most derivative brain in the world, is the AI. And the problem is, you look at like that new Flash movie, which the trailers keep promising, like, he's going to say the lines. Batman's going to say the lines from the other ones. And it's like, how is that not AI? I know that was probably written by a person, but that is what an AI is going to do. They're going to take the lines and go, he said the line again. He did the thing, and everybody will clap and be excited. So like, it's kind of a bummer in that sense, where it's like, it might work for way too long for certain stories.
It only seems like the future to deeply uncreative people.
Yeah.
There are elements of it that I suspect will be part of companies that are profitable for a while. Like, for one thing, and this is a lot of it's what I think will be successful financially, is stuff that's already being done in ways like like using AI to be like, okay, so here's the data we have on what people are watching on this streaming service. We should make a movie and put these actors in it, because fans of this actor tend to like this actor, and maybe if we put them together, it'll be successful, right?
Right.
We're using the AI to help, like, oh, maybe this wouldn't have occurred to us, like patterning, like putting these two together in an adventure movie. You're still having human beings write it, or you're even going out and finding a book or something that's like, oh, let's find a successful book that's in this genre, and then we'll cast these actors that the AI says, that's, and I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. Like,
I mean, I have a problem with it, but I recognize that, like, that's how every business does business now, is with algorithms.
Yeah. Here's the problem, and this will get us into the WGA strike. I think Joe Russo was specifically saying this because of this strike. I feel like it's like kind of a threat. And what you're saying is absolutely right, is that if they used AI to make decisions that then writers would get to do, the problem is that replaces the wrong jobs. That replaces producers. That replaces the management, the middle management positions that want to save money. And that's what's so funny about automation and AI across the board, which is like, we keep replacing the wrong jobs with AI, and that's a case where they want to replace writers, and it's like, no, like, if you told an AI, invent a good movie that it like has the same, like, that would get audiences in the same way as like this movie meets that movie, and then you took that basic premise and gave it to a writer, that writer could humanize it in a really good way. I'm scared they're just not going to do that, right? They're just gonna...
No, of course they won't.
Yeah.
Because they can pay a writer however much they're obligated to pay a writer, or they can pay an AI nothing.
Yeah. Until we unionize the AI.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think AI is going like I've played around with some different AI technology. There's like it's not like, you know, NFTs. It's a real thing. Like there's real utility here. It's not all bad.
Right.
But we are headed for a very dumb period where every shitty, stupid, lazy idea that involves AI that you can possibly conceive of is going to be tried.
For sure.
And just, you know, brace for it, everybody. We'll get through the other side eventually.
Right. It's like when you first get a camera as a kid, you just take all the pictures of everything of your foot. Like you spin in a circle, and it's that where it's
take
like
a Polaroid of this doorknob.
Right.
You know, I think a good way to describe what I'm suspecting we'll see with AI. Think about like bullet time in the year 2002 or whatever, right? Where it's like everybody's got to start doing this kind of shit and throwing it in everything.
Yeah.
Like we're like, it's that, you know, we'll have to deal with a lot of, you know, shit, but we'll get the odd equilibrium too.
Yeah. You know what I would use AI for, honestly, is it's great at uncanny valley shit. So like it would be great to design a horror movie with AI or a horror villain. I mean, like just the character that's just like weird and semi-human, and like you just have an AI try earnestly to recreate a human, and it'll make a fucking ghoul.
I'm sure someone will do at some point. You get like actually good writers and directors and shit, and you have them like write a horror screenplay that incorporates at time like AI generated actors, not to be lazy or cut real actors out, but because they're fucked up and unsettling.
Yeah.
Right. Like
that's what I want.
I was watching like fucking Vanilla Sky the other day, and I was like, oh, you know, if we had access to like that kind of AI generated people, sticking a few of those in like backgrounds and weird parts and shots, you could have like added some extra like creepiness to the movie. That would have been really interesting.
Instead, they got Kurt Russell, which is good too.
He's fine. It's fine. That, by the way, holds up.
That's still
It's based off
Abre los ojos.
Yeah. Which also holds up.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's still going to take jobs away from people. Like that's still, you're taking away work from like effects workers. Cause even if it's like a character, that's like a background character, well, a digital artist would have worked on that. Well, if it's like a monster character, well, like a puppeteer or like a special effects crew would have worked on that.
For sure.
So I think AI is bad for creative jobs particularly, but like for most jobs or like most applications, I think AI is bad.
It's bad unless we develop a world where people don't need money. Which, you know, it's going to be
not going to do that.
Speaking of people needing money, the WGA strike, I think it's like the first
Monday
is when they vote or something.
Well, they've already voted to strike, right?
Yeah.
And so it's Monday is the... Hold on, let's pull up the Vox article again.
Right. All I can say is people aren't going to feel this right away. No. Because as streaming is talked about, it's like Netflix is like doubling down on Korean shows. Then a lot of places are just saying, yeah, we have the scripts in advance, but
reality TV too.
Yeah. And,
they voted to authorize a strike. May 1st is when the current contract runs out.
Yeah, I hope it gets settled. I hope they give them what they want, because I don't know about you, but I like writing stuff, and
and it's just the disparity between how much writers get paid and how much these movies and shows are making, and how much the the above the line people are making. It's just like it's ridiculous.
It's over streaming, right?
A big part of it is streaming. That was a big part. I mean, it wasn't a big part, but it was like included in the strike back in 2008 as well.
Right, and they need a reckoning when it comes to streaming.
Well, because like back then, like the offer that studios gave writers for streaming residuals or streaming payment back then was nothing.
Right.
And that's just 15 years ago. That's 2008. So that to give you an idea of like how much this industry fucking sucks.
No, I am totally supportive of, writers striking for a deal that's closer to fair, because I'm sure, the writers always get fucked.
Mm-hmm.
I am worried for them about in part because of this AI shit, what a difficult time this is to be it's a risk.
Because-
it's always a risk.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're gonna with the AI stuff. That's what I mean. Is like people like Joe Russo. I assume they've been to like conventions and they've gotten it really hyped up in their mind, and it's the Quibi thing where it's like they're gonna try it, and then there are like it is like. For the most part, people will like some places. I don't think people will feel it as much as they should. But I don't think it'll work out. But it might prolong this strike that desperately needs to happen because the way streaming's working and like the fucking HBO just getting rid of shows because they
to get tax
don't want
breaks.
to pay.
They
Yeah,
don't want to pay the writers or the performers.
Going down like a year later after you had a couple of like AI generated movie flops. I don't know. Maybe it would have been an easier fucking negotiation or whatever. But it's always going to be. Anyway, I hope everything works out for the best.
Me
I'm
too.
not an expert on the situation.
it's wild how much being a writer generally sucks. Because like I'm not in the WGA, but there's still this feeling of like that's the thing is like during a writer's strike, if you try to get something made, they will bar you from being a part of it. Like it's this industry that's not only insanely difficult to break into, but then like treats the writers get treated like shit. They don't get paid much. There's no like set pay. Even like everything about it is designed to repel you.
Yeah.
And they're so vital to storytelling. They are literally writing the things.
Yeah.
So it's
it's
The things
a problem.
don't exist if somebody doesn't write
No.
them.
yeah.
Journalism is in much the same shape.
Yeah.
I was reading the other day in the United States, there are more people employed by museums than there are journalists working in newsrooms now.
Ugh. It's this idea that
it's not great.
yeah, it's this idea that people think words are cheap because words are cheap. In terms of like movie production and stuff, writing is still the cheapest part of the process. You can constantly change a script, you're just paying one person.
Yeah.
But there's been this like, I don't know if it's the internet. It just feels like it started with the internet where like the value of writing has gone way down in people's minds, even though it certainly hasn't actually gone down,
No, and you can tell that just by like how excited people get when they hear that, certain showrunners or, people, when they hear like, oh, we've got, Jordan Peele's doing something new,
Right.
Dan Harmon's doing something new. Like people give a shit about writing because it matters, right? Like you fucking everything everywhere all at once. A perfectly good movie. The CGI in it and stuff was effective, but like there was nothing in there that was groundbreaking. It was a script that was really solid.
Yeah.
And that's a hard movie to script, right? That is a technical task, putting together a movie like that.
Yeah, writing is, especially screenwriting, there's a lot to it that people don't quite know. Or TV writing too. Article writing. It's all structured. There's a specific skill and talent to it that I just think has been kind of lost in people's heads.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing like with journalism. It's like, anybody can, you can have an AI or whatever put together an article that tells you what temperature it's supposed to be this weekend. But if you want somebody to tell you, I don't know, like the ways in which oil companies have lobbied to reduce regulations around oil extraction that has led to a fire that has forced hundreds of thousands of people out of their homes, well, you need a journalist for that.
Yeah. Honestly, I think you need, if you want to know the temperature for the weekend, but also it be well written, I think you need a human for that too. But I get you. Yeah, for sure. Beetlejuice 2? Beetlejuice 2, anyone? Beetlejuice 2?
No.
This is
officially in development.
Who cares? Like they had CinemaCon this
Old
week,
Beetlejuice.
which is just where they get people like Warner Brothers and other studios get a bunch of journalists together to show them a bunch of commercials and a bunch of logos for upcoming movies, and everybody gets really excited about it.
No.
I hope they only bring back Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yes. There we go.
So anyway,
And just bum everybody out.
I said all that because the Beetlejuice, one of the logos they showed at CinemaCon this week was Beetlejuice 2.
Yeah.
So it's happening. But yes,
Cool.
hopefully it's only. What if it's only Jeffrey Jones?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The only one they
Or-
got.
Yeah, I'm look, I've watched many a Beetlejuice in my life. I feel like we've gotten enough Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I feel like a sufficient quantity of Beetlejuice was generated by our society.
I've been saying this a bunch, and I said it before, which is like, I should be more excited that Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman, but we've created a situation where everybody comes back. My favorite new subgenre of that is characters who weren't supposed to age coming back. They brought Data back.
Yeah.
Where it's just like these poor writers are sitting in the room like, how do we even fucking explain this? And Beetlejuice is another case of like, isn't he dead? Like, why would he age? But they're either they slop the makeup on him or they have to like write some stupid reason. Either way, I'm excited to hear them fucking tap dance around that.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
I wish these people, if we're gonna do this kind of shit, be less of a coward. Give us Harrison Ford playing the president from Air Force One, but like, I don't know, maybe he became a Supreme Court justice after being president, and the Supreme Court gets attacked, and like all the justices held hostage to get them to pass a bad law, and Harrison Ford has to like fight off the terrorists again as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, using a gavel for all of the kills.
You just wrote,
I don't know, like
just wrote a movie.
Get off my bench.
Exactly, Tom. That's a film. Fucking print that shit.
It should be Gary Oldman again, like zombie Oldman.
Fuck it.
Absolutely. Exact same cast.
Yeah. Oh, I want it. I want all of this.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of like, I don't know what.
Speaking of wanting it all, I guess.
Yeah. Let's name some more producers, shall we?
Yeah.
Big thank you to Norm from Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you to Pete Forpagel.
Thank you.
Thank you to Numino Ultramicroscopic Silico, Volcano Coniosis, Disestablishmentarianism Jones. Thank you. Thank you to Pre-Order TikTok Superstar Jason Parge's new book, Zoe is Too Drunk for This Dystopia. Pre-orders are super important.
Thank you.
Thank you to Rev MD.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Ricky Cilantro.
Thank you.
Thank you to Rosemary's Baby from Eraserhead.
Thank you.
Thank you to Screaming Horse Pyramid.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Snapper Car Bunches God in the Dick.
Sure does.
Thank you to Sorry Cop, world's most laughable centrist. Thank you to Steven.
Thank you.
Thank you to the conveniently placed self-destruct button on the top of every baby's head.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let me swoop in here. Thank you to Midnight Patron with patrons at midnight.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Oatmeal Savage.
Thank you.
Thank you for the 2B Terror Bunny says thank you for watching Dead Heat.
Thank you.
Thank you to these 7 Bs.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tiger Drawers Pratt Thompson. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tip Drizzle.
Thanks.
Thank you to Tux.
Thank you.
Thank you to Vincent with a Y.
Vincent.
Thank you to Why Don't You Take a Flying Fuck at the Moon. Thank you to your mom.
Thank you.
And thank you to Zzz, because Pie Guy liked being last.
Thank you.
Oh. Dave.
Yes.
Robert, but specifically Dave.
Yes.
We've had a fun time together. It's been a riotous hour and change. But now I'm afraid we've got to get down to the nitty gritty, Dave. We got to get down to these brass tacks. And I want you to carve the shit.
Carving the shit.
Carve it in half. So cut that shit right in half.
There's 2 shits. There's currently 2 shits.
And then cut that shit again, so that you're just cutting the shit.
All right, cut that shit.
Cubing the shit.
Yeah.
And tell me if you have a movie that deserves more hype.
Okay. Yeah, I do. I have one of those.
Ooh.
I have a movie that deserves more hype.
This
movie is called The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. This is coming out June 9th of this year. It's Frankenstein. It's a twist on Frankenstein. It's not even trying to hide that it's Frankenstein. It's about a young girl from a bad neighborhood whose brother is shot and killed. She's obsessed with death, so she brings her brother back from the dead. He gets loose, and he is just going on a murder spree. It's a monster like horror movie. It's from what the reviews, and it's getting very good reviews. what it sounds like is it's very similar to something like the Invisible Man remake, which is it's taking the old story and applying it to new types of characters that we hadn't done it before to show, like, how well it works. Is that, like, much like, Dr. Frankenstein, this girl is she's obsessed with this idea. She's doing it not out of, like, I don't know, not like the way they put it is it's instead of an emotional rich white man wallowing in his privileged sorrows, with this, it's a young black girl struggling against systemic oppression. So it's the same obsession, but it's brought about by a different struggle, which I just think is a really cool idea. And then on top of this, I just think the trailer looks good. They don't show the monster much in the movie, but the monster is it's kind of creepy how they're doing that, where it's like she keeps kind of finding people who've seen him, or it's very shadows and shit like that. I don't know. What'd you guys think of this?
I was super into this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like this idea.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, and the trailer looked creepy. I think I don't know. I'm just really into this. I totally agree with you comparing it with The Invisible Man. It's just transplanting an old horror idea into a different context, a different setting with different characters that makes it more relevant and more sort of applicable and prescient. It's just it's a great idea, and the trailer looks good. I'm super excited to watch this movie.
Universal should have plucked this one up, because they're doing these, the new takes on monsters, and this looks like this very much deserves more hype. This should have been like a big movie coming out, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything to add, Robert?
No, I will watch this.
You're pro of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will watch this too. The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster. Check it out on the YouTubes, wherever you get your trailers. Apple trailers. Does anybody use Apple trailers?
Sometimes.
I still do a
if
little.
My back's against the wall.
Your iTunes app. You open up iTunes. Get those trailers.
Trailers.
Yeah. But yeah. That's it. It's there isn't much to say about it, because it just looks really good.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys watched History of the World Part 2 yet?
No, I'm excited.
Not yet.
It also excellent.
Nice.
Quite good.
That's good to hear.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch that. I need to watch Quasi, the
Quasimodo
broken lizard.
No. Well,
that's out. It's out, baby.
Good stuff.
Before this spirals too far off course, guys, that's a sewed. We've done it. Woo! Robert, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you for ahead of time, Tom. Thank you for about to be sitting down for 7 hours to learn about Vince McMahon.
Not all in a row, though, right?
No, not in a row.
I love that that's your reply.
Yeah,
and then you're like,
the FCC has told us that we can't legally do that to people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think that's a form of torture, right? Telling
that's
someone about Vince McMahon.
Yeah. That for that long, you're not allowed to talk about Vince McMahon for more than 2 hours and 7 minutes at a stretch.
Yeah,
Interpol will come after you for that.
Mm-hmm. That's right. We got enough warrants right now.
It's a crime against humanity. Robert,
what show is this?
Yeah, there you go.
You're talking about.
It's Behind the Bastards, my podcast about unpleasant people from history.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say about that.
No,
We're
that's fair.
Forrest Gump, baby.
All right. Well, thank you, Robert. I guess we'll plug our Patreon.
Yeah, we probably should.
Patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed, GAMEFULLY, unemployed. You go on there. We have exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and Spiel Boys. We watch movies every Friday night with our patrons. That is the night this comes out. I do not know what we're going to watch. I don't know. It's going to be a surprise to me, past Dave. But check it out. It's good. It's good stuff. We have a Discord as well.
We do.
Fun.
We do. It's a lovely community. We also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs you can get on t-shirts, mugs, stickers, posters, all sorts of things. So slap your reanimated peepers onto that.
Yeah. Slap them.
Slap them. Slap the peepers. All right. Bye.
Goodbye.
Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, Corlew, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. You can find more of his artwork at instagram.com/mvbramleyart. Our episode artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.